I wonder if he'll finish
Wow, he's finishing really
Shadowbringer before.
fast.
What if Yoshi P delayed for Asmon, dude? So he could take his sweet time doing MSQ to start Endwalker. Hold. Is he in Shadowbringer? I'm not sure where he left off, because when I started, he was ahead of me, so I never watched his FF content because I didn't want to get spoiled. So I don't know where he left off in FF. Stormblood, okay, okay.
Walker delay. So yeah, Endwalker got delayed. It's not really a surprise. I mean, the thing is that like whenever we were, I guess I can probably say this because now the embargo's over. But like whenever we were doing the like, so we do the media tour, right? They say like 5 or 6 times that like COVID has made it really hard for them to do their work, right? Because COVID is bad in Japan apparently. So it's not really a surprise that they had to delay it if they emphasized it that much. And really, it's not a big delay. Yoshi P cried on stream.
This is, gosh, the first time, and not just with 14, but just throughout my entire career that we had announced a release date and had to delay it. So
I didn't like looking at him sad, dude.
I feel really bad about this.
It makes you feel really bad whenever you plan to do something and like everybody's really looking forward to something and you have to go on in front of like, you know, hundreds of thousands of fans and then disappoint them. Especially whenever for him, right? It's like he doesn't just like make the game, he plays the game all the time. This game's like his life. So like he's gonna probably take this really personally and
yes, it's big. Also, all that name is behind him. And on the letter, I liked it where he didn't blame anyone. He was like, I'm sorry, this is all on me. Like, I liked that part. Sorry, phone call. 여보세요. Have you guys seen the League of Legends animation? That animation is, I only saw one episode, but there's a character named Vi, which is the main character, I think. And they're like a group of people, and when they lost, the leader took all the blame on herself. I think that's really cool to see. There's no spoiler. I didn't spoil anything. But yeah, instead of saying like, oh, because of that person or because of that person we lost, or because of this development team we're gonna slow down things. Instead of saying that, like comparing it to Yoshi P, is like he just took all the blame and stuff, and I think that's awesome.
I can understand that. It fucking sucks, man. And it's just like you have things that are in your control, right? You have like, okay, your deadlines and timing, etc. And then you have things that are outside of your control, like, you know, things that are happening in the company that are outside of his, you know, his jurisdiction, basically. And then you have like COVID, and you have, you know, just other things that happen that are existential, right? And it's never always one person's fault, and it just sucks that it happened. But yeah, it's not that big of a delay. It's a couple weeks. Mage Tower, yeah. So basically, Blizzard. People think Blizzard planned a release for the Mage Tower to like compete with Final Fantasy Endwalker.
I don't think that has anything to do with it, to be honest.
I don't really think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like I think that's probably just like kind of the timing of things. Because the truth is that like no, I don't think that's what it was. I think that honestly they just decided to bring it out at that time. It's Christmas season. Obviously they're just trying to get people to play the game again. Now obviously the Mage Tower and everything about it is really cool. Like I'm gonna do it, and you know it'll be fun. But the truth is that like if you were gonna play Endwalker, like how many people do you think were like, oh man, I was gonna play Endwalker, but I just heard that Blizzard is re-releasing 5-year-old content again? Oh my god, never mind. Plans canceled. No, nobody's doing that. I think that the entire idea of it is ridiculous, but yeah, I think everybody that was going to play Endwalker was...
I don't know anyone that's excited for Mage Tower. All the friends that still play WoW, yeah. Isn't it the same thing? Or are they like re-comping the stuff?
Already going to play it regardless. Obviously, delays suck.
I've already
having
beaten
to delay
it all.
a game is bad.
Like, why would I want to do it again?
It's also understandable. I think that most people, most game consumers have pretty much the same opinion that I do, which is I don't like game delays, But the only thing that I like less than game delays is bad games. Like, that's the one thing that I really, really don't like, is I don't want to have a bad game.
Yeah.
And the truth is, like, there's so many eyes on Final Fantasy XIV right now. There are so many people that are going to compare this release to the release of a Warcraft expansion. They're going to compare this release to everything else. So I think it's so important for them to get Endwalker right, because the stakes are so high. People's expectations are...
Isn't FF the #1 MMO now, chat? I thought I saw that online somewhere. Yeah, I always say it. I'd rather have a polished game than a game be rushed. I don't want it to be like Cyberpunk. I don't want it to be like Warcraft 3. The Warcraft 3 was so unfinished, man. I want games to like actually finish and deliver. I don't want a half-painted ass, project. So if they're gonna delay it to polish a few things and double check on stuff, I'm okay with that.
Are so high. Everybody wants to see the game in like the perfect state possible. And because of that, is 2 weeks really going to help? Yeah, I think so. I think you can do a lot in 2 weeks. Like, I could clean up probably my whole house in 2 weeks. They can clean up a few quests. And the odds are, like, they're not going to be changing. It's not like, oh, man, 2 weeks.
Dude, I'll be honest. I've been a DJ. I need to clean my house tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm taking off. I might take off Thursday, too, because I have so many videos to catch up on, and I need to clean my house. Ever since I started playing FF, streaming, and making videos, dude, my house is a mess, man. A mess.
Weeks. Like, didn't they make Molten Core in like a week? Which is like only 2 days. One guy did. Honestly, I'm surprised it took that long. But like, I mean, really, what I'm saying is, like, you can do a lot in that period of time if you have people that know how to do their job. The truth is that, like, everybody's expectations for Endwalker are so high. There's never been more pressure on Final Fantasy as a Final Fantasy XIV, because everybody is going to compare this release of Final Fantasy XIV to the WoW release. So, like, if this release is not poggers, people are going to be like, oh, well, see, I told you guys it was...
I've never heard him say poggers. I've never heard Asmo say poggers before.
Just hype. Final Fantasy isn't really that good, and this is going to be the perspective that a lot of people are going to have. So it's very, very important for them to have this release go off without a hitch and to have it be as perfect as possible. And it's the same thing really with Elden Ring, because I know Elden Ring got delayed until February at some point, and it's the same issue, right? Is that the expectations for a FromSoft game are so high that they cannot afford to bring out anything. You have to beat your last success, But either way, the expectations for this release are just so high. The expectations for Endwalker are so high. The expectations for Elden Ring are so high. And because they're so high, these developers have to make sure that the game is as perfect as possible. And in doing that, they do sometimes have to delay the game. Because here's what happens, is like you can have a game like Cyberpunk, for example. Cyberpunk releases with a lot of bugs. Now, I'm going to assume that Cyberpunk fixed most of those bugs. No, I'm not saying that it's perfect, okay? I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that it's a lot better than what it originally was. And because it's a lot better than what it originally was, and yes, it is still buggy, it is whatever, right? Yeah, whatever. Is that people will always look at it for what it was on day one. And that's exactly what happened with BFA. I talked to somebody at Blizzard. Blizzard said that they fixed more bugs at the beginning of BFA, and they did more fixes at the beginning there than they had for any other.
It's like the first taste. You could go to a restaurant and you taste something and it tastes like crap, and you're gonna remember that place as crap, even though they might have gotten a lot better within the years. You'll just remember that first taste of the game too. You'll be like, oh, that game, I tried it, it sucked, there were so many bugs. That's how people will remember it. So it's important to have a polished game.
Expansion, but people still
first impression is really huge. It's like going for a job interview too.
It's because
you want to have a good first impression.
Are the most important thing, and if you miss that first impression, That's what people fucking remember.
Yes.
So you cannot let that happen. And No Man's Sky, though, yeah, exactly. But people, like, a lot of people, if you talk to them about No Man's Sky, even now, they're going to probably say it's buggy, and they're going to say that the same problems that they fixed are still in the game that were in the game on release, because that's what they remember it as. New World is going to have the same fucking problem. And I swear this is what's going to happen. New World is going to have the same fucking problem a year from now, whenever New World finally fixes the gold duping and invincibility glitches for permanently. They're probably still going to be talking about them.
What?
This is probably still going to happen. And so this is what it's going to be. Fallout 76. Yeah. There are a million examples of this. And the point that I'm making here is that whenever you have a release that goes bad, right? Let's just say this. A badly received release, this is something that haunts a game for its entire lifespan, and they just can't have that happen. So it's not a surprise that they delayed the game. I think that obviously for some people, especially whenever you have people that take time off to do to play the game, it sucks, right? Whenever you have you have your job and you plan to take a week off to play the game or whatever, and now it's getting delayed. That sucks, man. And that same thing happened with New World. The same thing happened, I think, with Shadowlands too. But the truth is that I don't think that those people should direct the direction of the game, right? Ultimately, it's the developer's fault for not releasing it whenever they said they would. But I think that if they have to push it back, they have to push it back. Imagine Ian crying. The thing is with the...
Dude, imagine on the next Ian interview he starts crying, chat. Oh, man. I might go back to WoW if that happens.
With the WoW team, right? And, like, this is... It's just... Like, I could see J. Allen Brack crying. I mean, definitely I could see him crying. I mean, he'd have to wear, like, 5 pins before he did it. But, you know... He would cry on stream, definitely. And he'd cry in court. Yeah. Man. Like, 9.1.5, like, we played it a bit, and I've been playing a little bit of WoW. It's just, they gotta really rethink the game from the ground up. And I feel like they, like, 9.2 is really what's gonna tell me whether they've kind of changed their mindset of the game or not. I love WoW. I'll always love WoW, and I'll still play it and everything like that because I've got a lot of memories attached to it, and I just care about the game, etc. But
I like WoW too.
It could just be so much better, man.
It went in the wrong direction.
I think that's the truth. It could just be so much fucking better.
Dude, this is all the WoW content creators. Pilaf, Peyo, and Bonnie, Stoops. Dude, we always talk about it in calls. This game could be so much better, has so much potential. But what are they spending their stuff on, man? Power of Torghast, Island Exposition, Warfront. I feel like every expansion they release, they want to make something big. For example, in World of the Draenor, they're like huge PvP stuff, Ashran. Everyone called it trash can, right? No one liked it. BFA, they're like, oh, we're going to put all our stuff into Warfronts. It's going to be progress in the chat. And Island Expeditions. Trash. Same thing. Tower of Torghast, investing everything in there. Trash. I feel like they need to just invest in the stuff that we already like, which is PvP and PvE. Like, put more raids, put more dungeons, put more battlegrounds, put more arena. Like, those are the things we already like, but they always try to introduce, like, new topics. And then that new topic, it doesn't even matter, because after that expansion, nobody's gonna go do that anymore, right? Like, who does Warfronts, chat? Who does Warfronts? No one. So whatever they invest into in that expansion is stupid. I don't like what they do with it. And yeah, they don't have to make it mandatory. That's what they keep effing up on.
And that's what the sad thing is about it. And like, you have like, you know, like the censorship and all that stuff. Like, I mean, who cares? Like, that's stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. And like, I guarantee you guys, we are going to see these developers' personal political mindsets and visions being reflected in the game. I guarantee you we're going to have points in the story that are going to caricaturize something that they politically like or dislike. And I can guarantee you this is going to happen. Clip it and ship it. You know, virtue signaling, etc. This is going to be very, very popular now in WoW. And yes, I really, really don't like that. However, this does not really make me stop playing the game a whole lot. Like, if the game sucks, that's why I'm going to stop playing it. And the gameplay and everything like that is what really matters. And I was doing Sylvanas on Heroic. Oh my god. Is it possible to have negative fun? I think Final Fantasy raiding has been more enjoyable for me in some ways, and in other ways I like raiding in WoW. Like, I like in WoW, one thing I like about raiding in WoW is the fact that you can change and like do things differently, right? It's like the amount of ways that you can play your character are so much bigger in World of Warcraft than Final Fantasy, I believe, because you just have so many different ways that you can do different things in the game, right? Like, you can like gear differently, you can use different trinkets, you can just like do all kinds of crazy shit in the game. Now, this is not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing or whatever. This is just the way that the game works. Rich proved himself doing T. Yeah, I saw Rich cleared it. That's good for him. I'm happy for him. I want to do it eventually. Like, I'm not going to do it until after Endwalker, but I will do all T and all the other raids and everything. I think it'll be fun. Yeah, I'll come back for Quad Legend. I would love to.
I gotta do T too.
Actually, try to get like the world first ultimate. You know. Like, what would it be like to try to go and... Is it King Thordan, right? For the new Ultimate? Like, I would try to do it, man. But I'd have to have, like, a group of just fucking absolute legend. I have to have, like, me and 7 Doms, you know? And we'd be fine. I've thought a lot about Final Fantasy while I've been playing New World. And I look forward to going back and playing it more. I've held myself back from playing it a whole lot because I've been off stream. And I do plan on, whenever I come back, I want to go through and do the entire MSQ. I'm going to do all of it. And hopefully by then I'll have like all the Beast Tribe mounts and everything like that. And I really do want to play the game all the way through. It's like, I don't really know. I don't have a timeline for when I'll be back. But like, there's a lot of shit that I just have to do. As I said, like, so many loose ends. So point is that I want to, whenever I get back, right, I want to get into doing the MSQ. I figure, like, I'm just going to get and put on a blanket and get some hot cocoa and just cozy up. And we're going to play through the MSQ, have a good time, enjoy it, play Elden Ring. Maybe, hopefully, by then, New World.
When is Elden Ring? I don't even know what Elden Ring is, chat.
We got probably 9.2 will come out. We got that. I've got all the...
Yeah, I want to see Asmon cry in Shadowbringer, chat. Oh, man. Chat, do we want to make a bet? Has Asmon cried on stream, chat? I've never cried on stream until I played FF2. He's not gonna cry. You don't think he's gonna cry? I was gonna say I'll bet you 100 subs that he'll cry, but if he's never cried, has he seen Hachifard take the yet? Non-spoiler, by the way. Has he seen Hachifard already? Okay, how did he react to Hachifard? He laughed? What? I mean, Hachifard didn't make me cry either. I like choked. My throat was like sore, but I didn't cry on Hachifard. Asmon focuses too much on trying to keep chat engaged versus enjoying the experience in my opinion. Okay. Do you see Pine's react? Yeah, Pine was like laughing or something too. I mean, I didn't really have too much feeling for Hachifard. I mean, that sounds kind of mean, but I did get sad, especially the part when we're killing Nidhogg and everyone's like touching our shoulder to give us power, and then Hachifard was there. That made me really sad. But I held my tears because I don't like crying on stream. But I'm wondering if okay, I'll bet on 50 subs that Asmon will cry on Shadowbringers when The Gahara part. Dude, thinking about it makes me sad already. Yeah, the Gahara part. 50 subs, chat. I was gonna say 100, but you guys said Asmon doesn't cry, so I'll do 50 subs. Okay? You guys could like bury this, dig it out later. If you guys remember, that is. Don't you think with what happened recently, he might be? Oh, dude, that's actually like that's so sad. I feel bad for him, but it's good to see him back, and he seems to be enjoying again. So that's really good to see. I'm happy that he's back, and I want him to know that he can take all the time he needs to recover, and he doesn't need to stream on main channel. Like if he feels more comfortable in second channel, that's totally fine with me. But I'm glad he's doing way better. I cried during Seto and Advert, but before that, Pet would likely do it. Got it. Okay, we'll see. We'll find out when he gets there. When he gets there, we'll see. Yes.
Content. I want to do Savage and Endwalker, get my character geared up. Maybe do like the deep dungeon by the time that gets released in Endwalker. Then like let's see what else. Oh, Lost Ark. Like oh my god, man, I've got so much to do.
Oh man.
Like I'm excited. I really am. Like this is the
Lost Ark.
This is the new golden age of MMOs, man. I saw Max tweeted that out the other day. He's right.
This year, like halfway this year, the next year, there's so many good MMOs coming out. Like where has this been this whole time? I'm stressed about Lost Ark because I really want to play it. And I bought the most expensive beta package. But here I am, I like FF too much, man. I like FF way too much. And I don't know if I want to spend time in Lost Ark anymore. That was the main goal though, chat. I wanted to move from WoW to Lost Ark. But I ended up playing FF and I like this game way too much now.
Like he's so right. Like I've been playing the games all the time.
Is Lost Ark worth it? If you don't mind the isometric perspective, I think it's a great game. I liked it a lot. But I'm just not to over exaggerate. I'm at that age, chat, where I don't think I could be playing multiple MMOs anymore. You know what I mean? I'm getting old. My reaction's a little slow. FF is my last banger game, and I'm gonna be a casual gamer, okay? FF is my You're not even 30. I'm almost there, man. Okay? I'm almost there. Yeah. And WoW, I know everything. In and out, chat. I played it so long, so I know everything. In FF, there's still a lot of stuff I don't know. So I have a lot to learn. If I play Lost Ark, I'm gonna have to learn a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Ask me how I feel. Savix, how do you feel, Mald? F you mean I'm 31 and slaying still? Okay. Does Lost Ark have cat girls and bunny? They don't, but Lost Ark does have beautiful models. You're probably gonna lose a lot. You're making feel. Sorry. I'll stop. You guys are all young and babies.